This podcast is intended for adults 18 years and older. It contains explicit language and sexual situations. All thoughts and opinions expressed are of our own and not of those of any specific group, employer, or individual, and is not intended to take as professional advice.
Welcome to the 4OURPLAY podcast. Join the journey, experiences, and sexual adventures of two high school sweethearts navigating their way through the swinging lifestyle as millennials. Come along for the ride. Let's play. Hey everyone, welcome back to the 4OURPLAY podcast. It's Bella.
It's Jace.
And we have a really exciting... I guess it's not that exciting.
I think it's exciting. This is a fun story. I was excited for this one. I'm excited for this one.
So we have a story of the time that we full swapped with this couple who was like in the making for 3 years, something like that. 3 or 4
years, something like that. Yeah.
So it first starts out with, we got to name them, we can describe them.
Okay, we decided what we're going to do is every time that we make a podcast and we're naming a couple, we're going to name them a random, like, celebrity or, like, book couple or, like, you know, like Adam and Eve, like that kind of stuff. But we're just going to do whatever comes to our head first, and so it's just going to, it's not going to, like, look like the people, but that's how we're going to do it.
Sometimes it could. It could. It's like, not, don't take this as, these people look just like Ken and Barbie.
Yeah,
like
it's Ron and Hermione. It's just, like, random. We're just going to do it for fun, though.
Unless they actually do look like them, that'd be pretty cool.
But they don't look like Ron and Hermione.
No, they don't.
So, but what should we call them?
John and Chrissy.
Oh, okay, John and Chrissy. I like it. Okay, John and Chrissy.
Okay.
Describe them.
John and Chrissy.
John and Chrissy don't look like John and Chrissy Teigen, but they are such a beautiful couple.
It's literally so good looking. So
good looking.
She has long dark hair and super, super tan, amazing at makeup, like has like the most on point glam all the time. We will get to, I'll go to that later in the story, but, and then he is super buff and dressed really, really nice. They're always in like the nicest clothes, like very on trend with fashion. So let's go back to the first time we met this couple. It was our first time at Colette, which was, when was that? Like 2015?
Yeah. And this couple still to this day is some of our closer friends in the lifestyle. It's some of the people we know the best, the most comfortable with. We see them a lot, like when we're out at like lifestyle events and things like that. And so I remember the first time that I saw her, I was in the bathroom. No, we were walking around at Colette, and then she passed by. I can't remember if Chrissy was with John at that point. Like, I just remember seeing Chrissy, like, walk by. You said this was our first time.
This was our first time ever at Colette. And I was like, oh my God, Jace, did you see her? Like, she is drop dead gorgeous. And so I think you said you didn't see her, or did you see her? I can't remember.
I know I ended up seeing her that night, but I don't remember. I think I did see her because I think that, like, I think you were walking into the bathroom, and that's because you met her in the bathroom, right?
So after
I think I was waiting outside. I think I saw her walk into the bathroom, and you told me after you left that you had met her.
So she went into the bathroom, and she was washing her hands, and I was already in the bathroom, and I was peeing, and then whenever I was finished, I came out to go wash my hands, and I looked at her, and I was like, you are so pretty. You are like gorgeous. You look just like, you probably don't know her. That's what I said. I was like, you probably don't know her, but you look just like this. And then she looks like this like influencer, like Instagram model girl. And then she said, oh, I actually do know her. And I was like, so surprised by that because it's not like this is like a big famous person. It's just like an internet famous person. Like that, yeah. And at this, I was like, what? And especially in like the lifestyle, we haven't met a lot of people at this point our age or kind of like the same things that we like.
And they're very similar to our age. I think they're within a year or two of each other.
Yeah, so we're very, very similar in age, and that's how that started. And I don't think I ever...
No, we ended up meeting both of them that night. I think we said like, hey, because we got their phone number.
Yes.
So we ended up later after I was waiting for you out of the bathroom. Later on that night, we were walking back down the hall.
I don't think we got their phone number.
The first night?
No, because I remember seeing them on SDC after this night. And then I remember seeing on there, and I told you, hey, I think this is that couple. I think this is Christy and John. And I think I messaged.
So sexy laugh.
I think I messaged them from there, or maybe we had their phone numbers. I can't remember. But it's just crazy that we had known them from the very first event we ever went to in Dallas.
And I clearly remember, because we had met up with them, I think, we had seen them a couple times at Colette, and that was their first time at Colette too, I'm pretty sure.
Was it?
I'm pretty sure it was their first time, or one of their first times too, because they were very new whenever we met them as well. So I clearly remember whenever we were moving out of Oklahoma City, we were moving to Dallas.
Yes.
And I remember you were texting her the night before we moved.
Oh, wow.
So I know that I remember watching the movie San Andreas. I don't know,
all this.
But I remember those two things. So I think we were talking like, hey, we're moving down there. We should definitely meet up again or something like that.
Okay, yeah.
I don't remember how you got the phone. I don't remember any of those details, but I remember you texting them. So we had talked to them on and off for a while.
Yeah.
And then I feel like throughout the years, because what time does this actual experience start?
February 2018.
Okay, and it was 2015. So over those 3 years, I bet that we hung out with them 10 times at Colette at least? Would you say?
A lot. Probably 10.
Probably.
Like 6 to 10.
Yeah, they went quite a bit. We went quite a bit. Yeah. And every time that we were there, we just hung out. We never did anything. We just always hung out with them.
Yeah.
And that was kind of
always wanted something to happen, but I just didn't know, and you didn't know how to say it. And I know that they didn't have a lot of experiences. I wasn't sure if they were into us. I just didn't know. I know we all enjoyed each other's company. We just weren't sure.
Also, just because a lot of the things that he likes, I like. A lot of things that you like, she likes.
Yes.
So it was always very easy. We just always drink with them and hang out and chill. And so I feel like a lot of time it never really even got sexual with them. We just enjoyed each other so much that we just hung out a lot.
Yeah. These are the kind of people that even if the lifestyle wasn't ever a thing, we would still be friends.
Yeah.
No lifestyle stuff at all.
Yeah. We had talked multiple times about going out just in Dallas with them and hanging out. And then it never worked out for different reasons, but just really good friends of ours. So that's why I feel like nothing ever really happened.
I don't know if that's why. I just think we just didn't know how to make it happen.
Maybe
I will
that's
say,
true, yeah.
You'll have heard of this from the last podcast of how we had some rocky moments, Jason and I, with pushing to go talk to people and trying to make things happen. I do remember a couple times was because of this couple.
So you must have wanted stuff to happen, but we didn't know how.
We just didn't know how.
And then that was still the point when we hadn't distinguished for you to tell me, because if you haven't listened to that podcast, a brief thing about that is I was pushing Bella to go talk to people because we thought that's what we wanted, but she hadn't really been able to figure out how to tell me when to push her in a good way and when to say, hey, I'm really not wanting to be pushed. And so that's where those fights. So you can go back and listen to that podcast after you finish this one.
Yeah.
But yeah, we had gotten a couple. I don't think it was fights about them. It was just.
No, I remember I left mad at you for something.
But I think I was pushing to talk to them, but we weren't talking to them, and then
other people would go talk to them, and then I would say I don't want to go steal them or whatever it is.
It was all stupid. Yeah. It was just us being stupid.
At this point, we thought that, the girl always has to go talk to the girl. The girls need to initiate everything, which is not true. Mm-hmm. But I know that happened. And so then it was just years of just hanging out and talking. And then, so we were at Colette this one night hanging out. And this is in winter of 2017. And they had brought a couple friends, they had brought their friends who was a couple, and we'll name them Barbie and Ken. They look nothing like Barbie and Ken, but we're just going to name them Barbie.
We still name them Barbie and Ken.
And so we were all hanging out, and also that night we met another couple, which I don't think that they were together. I think they were just friends. Maybe
I think they were kind of together, kind of not together.
Friends with benefits.
Yeah, I think they're basically friends with benefits.
In a relationship or anything. Yeah. I don't think he lived in the country for his job.
Yeah.
But anyway, she had an amazing ass, the kind of ass that you could wear yoga pants or leggings and be like, holy fucking wow, like that.
Yeah, it was incredible.
Yeah.
Honestly, incredible is a great word for it. Because I remember the first time that we met her, Because you know what? I think that we meet them that night, or have we maybe met them in passing a different night at someone else's like birthday party? Then that.
No, I think that was the first time we met them.
I don't think it was. I think we met them one time before. So I think the first time that we met them, which was just at a random like event at Colette, because they used to come to Colette. I remember, I think it was you. We're like, oh my God, your ass is so cute. And she was like, oh, do you guys want to feel it? And we were like, yeah. And so then I think that this story comes back, because I think we had known them slightly, but I don't think we were like.
Yeah, because this night has nothing to really do with the story.
Yeah, so let's tell that story and then move to the other two stories. I feel like that's the best way to do it.
Are we talking about Girl with Big Butt?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's tell that story, then move to the other stories. Because I feel like that's the best way to move it chronologically. Because it's like almost like 3 stories, this story.
Yeah.
So basically, they were just a really cute couple. She was white, he was black, really nice looking. And so we had really enjoyed like talking that first night. And then, do you remember how this happened? Because I feel like I have a version in my head of how this happened.
I feel like I remember. Well, they were going to leave with their friends. But we had kind of had some sexual chemistry, I think, that whole night. Mm-hmm. And so this is not Barbie and Ken or John and Chrissy. This is like a different couple.
Yeah, but the story is so short, we don't really need to name them.
Yeah. And I know they were going to leave with their friends, and then we were waiting to leave with John and Chrissy and our friends, but they were kind of taking a long time. And so the cute couple were sitting on the couch at Colette.
Yeah, you know, if you walk into Colette and you look straight forward, there's a couch right there, and normally that's where they do like the SDC booths and the like Desire. Whoever comes in to host stuff, they normally have a booth right there, and there's a couch behind that. Yeah, that's the couch. And
I think that she was okay. I must not remember that well. I don't remember the beginning. I just remember.
I remember, so she was going down on her mans.
Was she already going down on him, and that's when we went over?
Well,
is that what happened?
Yeah.
Okay.
And she was like, hey, you were like, hey, sit down next to him and take your pants off.
Oh, yeah.
That's what he said. I was like, okay. So I did. I said, because we had a bunch of sexual chemistry with this couple, just flirting throughout the night. We just really got along.
And the last time that we saw them, yeah.
And then, so you started going down on me. And then after like a minute of that, I remember you like looking over at her and you kissed her and you're like, oh, do you want to switch? And she was like, yeah. And then so you guys switched. And then I remember she was just going down on me for a while. And then you were going down on him.
Yeah.
But we never finished.
Because I think their friends were calling them. I think I remember their friends were like, hey, we're leaving, come on. Yeah. And so we had to just like stop. Yeah. We were like, oh, we'll have to finish this one day.
Yeah, and I remember she got up after she was going down on me and she kissed me and she was like, we need to finish this another time.
I don't remember saying what I probably said something that to him, I assume, but
then we never saw them again.
I know. Actually, one time we ran into her in New Orleans.
That's true.
So random. Actually, she was with the friends who they were all leaving.
Which we were friends with as well.
Yeah, we were friends with them too. But we saw them at the French Quarter one time, just like walking around. Like, had nothing to do with like a random
Yeah, I remember I gave her a beat and she flashed me.
Oh, you gave her beats.
But yeah.
I thought you said a BJ. I was
no. Beats. I gave her beats. But yeah, we never saw them again. And I always was sad about that because there was just a lot of sexual attention there and they were so cute and we just got along
also around
really well.
Our age, which was hard to find at the time. So.
And that ass was just
so nice. Ooh.
But anyway, that's kind of the end of that part of that story. Was fun though.
Yeah. Okay. So let's go back to Barbie and Ken and John and Chrissy.
Yeah.
And so
we were waiting for them because they were like, oh, we're gonna go back because John and Chrissy had a hotel room.
Yes.
And like, hey, we're gonna go back. You guys should come with us. And so we were like, okay, we want to do that, but they weren't ready to leave. So we were still just making our rounds, talking to other people, talking to our friends. That's when that whole other story happened.
So we end up leaving.
Yeah, we end up leaving.
And then we're in the car with, so John is driving, and then everyone else is in the car.
No,
and then we decide to go.
I think we were with John and Chrissy, and then Barbie and Ken were in another car.
Oh, yeah, because Barbie and Ken were in another car with another couple. And then we were all going to John and Chrissy's hotel. And we won't name the other couple because I've actually never seen them again.
I've never seen them
nothing
again
really happened with them either. So the other couple was driving Barbie and Ken. And then we all decided that we want to go to McDonald's. Why? I don't know. Go to McDonald's first? Why? I don't know. Somebody had the idea of having it, so we had it afterwards.
Which is kind of a smart idea. In retrospect, it's really kind of great.
But cold McDonald's?
Yeah.
What? That is such a dumb idea. We should have got like
if you had a microwave,
I don't know.
There
was no microwave. A microwave chicken nuggets? Like, okay, so we go and we order food. And we order like almost $100 worth of McDonald's or something like that.
Yeah,
right?
And I remember they're like, what do you guys want? I was like, I don't need anything. I was like, I don't need...
Yeah, I was like, I don't want anything.
I'm chill. Like, I don't need to eat. And John was like, yeah, let's get like 10 McChickens. And like, it's like 2 a.m. So
I think he was like, 2 20-piece nuggets.
There's like one poor worker making everything.
No.
I bet there was honestly 2 people.
I doubt it, because this was open 24 hours.
It took like 40 minutes to get the food.
But this was like 2 a.m. and there was a really long line. This is why it took so long. So we were in the drive-thru for like freaking almost an hour, I feel like. I don't know if time was going slow, but I know we were in that drive-thru for at least 30 minutes.
It was forever.
And there was a lot of people, like a lot of people, a lot of cars. So we get the food and we get to their hotel room, which is a really nice hotel.
Yeah.
And we all go up and we actually do start eating a little bit. And we're just sitting, talking, everyone's hanging out. Didn't know how to make anything happen. I wasn't sure what was going to go on either because the Barbie and Ken, since they weren't even like a full couple, because I think they were also, they were friends with benefits, right, too?
I think, yeah.
Yeah, so I think they were friends with benefits. And so I didn't know how they was played. Work, yeah. And then I know John and Chrissy had never... full swapped or anything, and then we didn't know the other couple.
Yeah, so I didn't know what was going to happen. But I remember we played Spin the Bottle.
Yeah, so it was Chrissy's idea, and she said, let's play Spin the Bottle.
Yeah,
so
someone took like a Grey Goose bottle and tried to spin it on the floor and got in a circle like you're in 8th grade or something.
I remember kissing her.
I remember I kissed her for sure when we played Spin the Bottle, and that was the first time I had ever kissed her.
Yes. I don't remember who I kissed. I do remember kissing Barbie, and she almost seemed like she didn't seem like she was into the night or anything at all, so I didn't quite know what
Yes, I also kissed her playing Spin the Bottle, and like I kissed her, but it felt very, I don't want to say uncomfortable. It's not like she didn't want to, but like I agree with what you said. She just felt like...
She was like, I'll just do it.
Yeah.
That's how I felt with her.
It was kind of like an indifference, which isn't very sexy, an indifference about something like that.
And they weren't really in the lifestyle either.
So it was just kind of an odd,
it was just an interesting situation. Yeah. It was just interesting. So I don't know how things ended up happening. I just remember we were moving to the bed, clothes came off.
I remember I sat down on a chair and you started going down on me.
Was I the first one to do? I'm always.
But you did it to me.
Yeah,
it was just me and you.
I feel like I always like.
And like I think other people were kind of going over on the bed and started to do stuff over there. And so me and you went to this couch.
Yes.
And you started going down on me. And then I remember after I was like hard and stuff, you're like, hey, we should go to the bed. And we laid next to Chrissy and John.
Yes.
Yeah. And I remember that Chrissy was going down on John, you were going down on me, and after like a little bit, you're like, hey, do you want to switch? And she was like, hey, I still like, we don't know exactly what we're comfortable with.
Yeah.
And I think that you had said something.
She said she wasn't ready or
something.
And
you said something like, do you want me to go down? You went down on him with her. I think she was comfortable with that. They just weren't like they weren't comfortable.
I think I asked, I was like, do you want me to help or something?
Yeah, so they weren't comfortable switching yet, but they were comfortable with, I guess, that thought.
Maybe they had done threesomes or something before. Yeah.
So basically, I remember you started going down on him with her. So I was just like standing there, like touching myself, watching you guys. You did that for a little bit, then you came back over to me, and I think she ended up kind of like touching my balls with her hands while you were giving me a blowjob, and she was still going down on him. Mm-hmm. So I feel like that was the first kind of like breaking the touch barrier with them in that sense.
Yeah.
We're like kind of So we had been friends for so long, nothing had ever happened. Something kind of happened there, so it was kind of moving that direction.
That's not kind of happening. I mean, I sucked his dick.
Yeah, that's true.
And she touched your balls.
But she was. I guess she was breaking that comfort. Comfort zone.
Right. Yeah.
And so, comfort zone's not the right word. That touch barrier. And so, then I think that you were going over, and we moved, and the only other thing I remember is you were going down on me, and then the other couple, which I don't remember much about them.
Yeah.
I remember I was like touching her boobs while you were going down on me.
There was 2 beds, wasn't there?
There was one big bed.
Oh, there was only one big bed?
Uh-huh.
I remember you were fucking me missionary, and I was sucking Ken's cock.
Oh, see, I don't remember that.
Yeah, I remember sucking a lot of cocks that night, and I think I was the only one to suck other people's cocks. Yeah. But I never did anything with the other guy.
Yeah, I said, and all I remember
and they were only together too.
Yeah,
I don't think that they did stuff.
Yeah, but I remember I said I was touching her boobs, the other girl that we haven't named since we didn't really talk to them that much. But I remember kind of because I think she almost took my hand and put it on her boobs, so I was touching her, and then you were going down on me, and then I remember you made me come. And I was like, oh, that was kind of hot. Like, I was playing with other girls' boobs. Or you made me come. Like, that was fun. And then I think after that, me and you just called an Uber and we left.
Yes.
And I think that was the end of that first story.
Yeah, because everyone else was still there. So I don't know what happened. Because people weren't still... I don't think people were still doing stuff. I think we kind of all stopped playing.
Yeah, I think we kind of all stopped playing.
But they might have done a round 2.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
This podcast is brought to you by us, Bella and Jace. Have you ever been at a party or hanging out with your friends, or maybe you've made some new friends and you don't quite know how to get things started and the conversation's dying a little bit and you just want to spice things up? Well, we have the perfect game for you. It's an icebreaker game, and it's the ultimate adult party game. It's called 4Play the Game, and you can find more information about that at 4play.com/games.
We also have an introduction to swinging course that talks about all the things that we wish we would have known when we first got into lifestyle to help us really navigate it a lot better. If you're interested in that, you can check it out at 4play.com/learn. We also have swinger lifestyle merch and accessories, and you can check that out at 4play.com/shop. All right, now back to the show.
So then, fast forward after we get back home, and this is now a year later, so winter of 2018 now.
It was February.
Yeah. So February 2018, we meet up, we don't meet up. Usually we don't ever tell each other that we're coming.
Before.
Yeah, but
most of the time we just end up coming at the same time. Yeah.
I think it's because we usually go during the busier
nights. The SCC nights and stuff like that.
Yeah, so then that's when they usually come. And so we saw each other, hung out.
Yeah, it was, we went, and that was a Valentine's Day party in 2018.
So that was a big party.
So it was a big party. So they were there. We were hanging out with them, just like we always do. We usually meet up with them. We'll not meet up with them. We'll see them. We'll talk for a while. We'll kind of go our separate ways, and then later in the night we'll kind of talk again, and we'll just kind of talk through on and off throughout the night.
That's what we do with everybody.
Yeah, because we're
very social butterflies. Mm-hmm. We kind of just make our way through place to place to place.
Yeah, we just love making friends and talking to people and hanging out with people.
And they're the same way. He likes to talk to people a lot too, and he can talk to anybody. He can make friends with anybody.
Yeah, so that's how we like to do stuff. So I remember this night though, we were hanging out with them, and you were getting a little bit tired, but we had been kind of flirty. We had been talking to them, and they had said something about maybe going back to their hotel later or something like that. And I remember I was like, hey, do you want stuff to happen with them, or do you want to go home? And you're like, I'm fine if they want stuff to happen, but if they don't want to, I'd rather just go home because I'm getting tired. So I remember telling him, I was like, hey, whatever you guys want to do, did you guys want to go back to your place? Or were you not feeling that tonight? Because I know Bella's getting a little bit tired. And so he went and talked to Chrissy, and they were like, well, let's go back to our place. And so we ended up driving back with them. And I said that was the first time we'd ever went back somewhere one-on-one with them.
Yes.
Right? So they drove us back to the hotel, and then I so clearly remember we're such good friends and things come so easily that you and her went off into the closet to do
into
makeup.
The hotel closet, and we took. She like took out all her makeup, and we both do makeup professionally, and she was telling me about all her makeup, and then we decided that it would be a good idea. This is after lots of drinks, okay? We decided it was a good idea to take off our makeup with some makeup wipes and then start to do each other's makeup. This is at like, what time is it? Like 3 a.m.?
Probably.
And I was like already tired, but I'm like, no, I'm not tired anymore. I'm going to do each other's makeup. And I think that we were in there talking for like an hour.
Yeah, and me and him literally just talked about traveling and cars and stuff like that for like an hour.
You guys were just like out in the hotel room.
Yeah, we were
sitting, Chrissy and I were sitting on the floor in the closet. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah, and then I remember I was like, oh, we should go on a cruise together sometime. And he was like, yeah, we should. And then we kept talking about all this travel stuff. I was like, we should probably go get the girls, like, and see if anything's going to actually happen. So I walked over, and you guys just, like, looked up like little puppy dogs. Like looked at us. Like, you guys were doing each other's makeup. And I think I was like, why don't we go to the bed or something? And so you guys were like, okay. And then you both came over to the bed. And I remember it was like a big bed. It was like a king-size bed. Yeah. So I was laying on the left side of the bed, and he was laying on the right side. Yeah. And then you and her started like kissing each other. Uh-huh. And I remember she had pasties on, and you were like, let's take these off. And so you took her pasties off, and then you guys were just kind of kissing each other. Did you finger her? Like, I don't remember exactly.
You know, I can't remember either. It was so long ago.
Yeah.
It's hard to remember the play like 2 years ago. I remember everything leading up and after, but the play I feel like is just a jumble of sex.
Yeah. I do remember though, after you guys did stuff, you ended up coming over to me, and she went over to him. Yeah. And I know you guys were going down on me, she was going on to him for a while, and then this time again, you're like, hey, because this is like a while later.
It was like a year later.
Yeah, you were like, do you want to swap? And this time she was like, yeah, because I think they had a soft swap in between there.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So I think that's how like got them more comfortable with that. And so she came over, and she was going down on me, and you were going on him for a while. So I remember like, what? And she's so pretty. I know, she's so pretty. She's one of those people like it's really fun to watch her because everything she does is just so pretty because of how she looks. She
probably would have been prettier, too, if we didn't take off each other's makeup and then redo it drunk.
But we were still drunk, so maybe it made up for the bad makeup. I don't know. But, yeah, I remember then you were going on him for a while, and I think you said something along the lines of, do you guys want to full swap or something like that? And I remember they kind of looked at each other, and he was like, babe, what do you think? And she was like, yeah, I'm ready. And he was like, okay, I'm ready. Because I think he said, I'm ready if you are, or something along the lines of that.
I think they said they talked about it before.
Yeah.
It's just now that it was in the moment, and I think they were like, oh, are we actually ready? Yeah,
you're right. Because I think they said they had talked about it before, but they still in the moment checked in with each other to make sure they were good, which is always a great call. Always makes me happy when people are actually... I feel like now we like make people check in with each other just to make sure things don't go bad.
Yeah, I'm like, what's everyone's rules? Yeah. Everyone's rules right now.
So
nowadays.
So they were both like, yeah, okay. So I remember getting condoms out because I think we had some somewhat close. And then she started riding me. And I remember me and her started before you guys did.
Yeah, because I think I was going down on him and he was watching her,
and he was like, oh, that's so hot.
Yeah,
or something
he
like
really
that.
liked it.
He really liked it. So she was riding me. And then I think that he like flipped you over on your back and started fucking you missionary.
Yes, because I remember being able to look over and look at you. Uh-huh. I bet we kissed or something.
Yeah.
I'm sure we did.
And so I know for a while.
Kissed. That's hot.
Yeah.
Thinking about that, like if she's riding you and I'm on my back and then we can make out and they can like both be fucking and they're making out, that's sexy.
Yeah,
that's like really, wow. We should do that again.
We should. I remember then flipping her over on her back. I ate her out for a second, and then I started fucking her missionary. So me and him were both fucking you guys missionary.
Yes.
And then did you start riding him? Because I feel like that's what happened next.
I can't remember. I'm gonna just go with what you said.
I think that you started riding him, and then I turned her around and started fucking her doggy for a little while. And then I think at that point, I stopped fucking her and he stopped fucking you. And then we went back to each other.
Back. I do remember that.
And so then you went down, took the condoms off. You went down on me, and then she went down on him. Mm-hmm. And I think that he came before me. They went off to the bathroom to talk. And then you were going down on me, and then you made me come.
Yeah.
And then that was kind of like the end of that session, I guess.
Yeah. I remember that they went to the bathroom, and I know that this was their first time. So I was like, we need to let them just talk and everything, because it's a big deal. Like, it's an exciting thing. And I wanted them to have their time together. Mm-hmm. And I really needed to use the restroom. And I didn't want to go into that. I didn't want to knock on the door, because they had been in there for like 5 minutes. And, you know, as a girl, you're supposed to go pee after you have sex so you don't get a UTI. And so I was like kind of freaking out. I was like, I'm just going to go try to find a bathroom downstairs in the lobby. So then I like went and grabbed my clothes, and I like walked out of the room. I was like, hey, you got to make sure that you're here. So when I knock on the door, I don't want to knock too loud, so you can open the door for me, okay? Because I wasn't sure if they were going to be done or not by the time that I
They were done, because then they came out of the bathroom like 3 minutes after you had left. And they're like, where did Bella go? And I was like, oh, she went to the lobby because she really had to pee, but she didn't want to bother you guys. And they were like, no, she should have just peed in here.
They were like, we were completely fine. She could have just told us.
I know. I was like, but it was your guys' first time. It's like, we just wanted to make sure if you guys wanted to talk, you had the time to talk or whatever. And so then you came back upstairs, and they were like, you didn't need to go downstairs to pee. And you said the same, I just wanted to give you time. And that was really it. It was a really good experience.
Yeah, I know. It was super, super fun.
And it was kind of funny, because a lot of the times that we've done stuff with other couples, it kind of happened the first night that we met them, or within a couple times of meeting them.
Yeah.
And this was this 3 or 4 year long thing before it actually
like friendship.
Yeah, that actually happened. Mm-hmm. Anything happened. And that made me happy after that happened, because we're still such good friends with them. I feel like there was part of me, since no one we had ever done stuff with, we were really good friends with. Mm-hmm. I was like, if you have sex with someone you're really good friends with, does that change like the dynamic or anything?
Yeah, we weren't sure if it was because we see each other so often at lifestyle events, what would it be like whenever we saw them again?
Yeah,
but it's completely fine.
It's totally normal.
Awesome. It's great.
It's totally normal, because, you know, sometimes we'll just sit there and talk or hang out, and then sometimes, you know, you'll like dance with them, or I know, like, I felt her up when I'm dancing with her, because it's like you've broken all those barriers of
you just become
comfort, and
closer.
like, so sometimes it's just like nothing sexual, and sometimes it is sexual, and it's fun. It's fun to have that dynamic. It's almost like with us, like sometimes things are very sexual between us, other times it's just like we're going to dinner and having fun.
Yeah,
and
we're watching and watching
TikToks.
The Office. Oh.
Yeah, or whatever. And that's what that felt like to me. But that was the first time we'd ever experienced that, because we didn't really have any people that we had got close to, and then stuff happened. Because there was people that I feel like we had done stuff with and then kind of gotten closer to later, but it had never been that opposite flip of being really good friends
or there's like
first.
people that we're like pretty good friends with, but it just isn't any sexual chemistry there. So we see each other all the time and hang out all the time, but it's not doesn't go past that.
Yeah. But I really enjoyed that it was that combination of both with them.
And that's when we figured out, like, we need more friends in the lifestyle like this. Mm-hmm. And so even to this day, we still haven't found a ton of people that are completely on, like, the same, we just like so many of the same things. There's lots of awesome people. It's just hard for us right now to find people who just are closer to our age, millennials, who like the kind of things that we like.
And it's hard with them because they don't live super close to us. And then, like, the whole work-family balance between their jobs and our times just don't always meet up perfectly. So it's hard to hang out with them really regularly. So that's why one day we hope to have a whole community in Dallas. We just want to have a group of people that are similar-minded that we can hang out with and have that dynamic with.
Yeah.
But I really feel like that kind of wraps up that story. that was a fun one. I said that one was fun to kind of see through the years of friendship into that. And I said that we've probably seen them 5-6 more times since then, at least.
Okay, so now we're going to end the podcast with our weekly obsessions.
Yes, high five.
Heck yeah.
Nailed it. Okay, so let's go weekly obsessions. I can go first if you want me to, because I definitely know my weekly obsession from music. If you want to start with music,
okay.
My weekly obsession for music is levitating with Dua Lipa and DaBaby.
I'm levitating.
Yeah, thank you. That's it. Are we gonna get demonetized? Are you singing it just like her?
Yeah, they're probably gonna think that this is copyrighted.
But I literally have been listening to that song non-stop.
Really, actually,
non-stop.
But I've also been listening. So my song of the week, I have also been listening to non-stop. I feel like we go levitating and then Positions by Ariana Grande.
I agree. That's probably the second highest song.
Favorite song. I know, it's so good. But we'll do that, and then we'll play mine. Then we'll go back to playing yours.
Yeah, playing back
go
and
back
forth.
To playing mine.
But thankfully we both like both of them.
Yeah,
so
we
it's
do
more
both
fun. Weekly obsession with things. Honestly, I feel like I shouldn't say Dua Lipa, but I literally watched like 15 interviews with her and like Jimmy Kimmel stuff and like everything, music videos. I've just been, because we're off this week, we have a vacation week from work, so we've just been sitting around at home more and
we can't go
out
anywhere travel wise.
Yeah. So can I say that?
Yeah, I will
Dua
say
Lipa is my weekly obsession.
Yeah, you've been all over everything Dua Lipa.
So I'm gonna go with Dua Lipa is my weekly obsession. Like I said, I've just been watching all of her interviews. I just think she seems so sweet and she's so cute, and I love her music. So that's my weekly obsession for, I guess, music and things.
My weekly obsession, I can't remember if I said this last week or not, but it's still organizing. I went through, watched the home edit, got the book, and this week I actually went and got all of the containers and all of the stuff to label. I'll have to post a picture. If you go to our episode webpage, I'll post a picture. Maybe I'll post it on Twitter too.
I will say it does look awesome.
Yes, I did the pantry and the kitchen and the spice cabinet. It looks so good.
It does. I was there just to be supportive. Like, I didn't know what it was actually going to turn out like. I was like, I'm just going to be here to be supportive, but it actually looks really, really good. I didn't know that you can make our pantry look that nice.
It looks
so good.
And everything has a place now, and everything's labeled and got rid of all the crap. It's awesome. So that's my weekly obsession.
If you'd like to support the show, you can leave us a 5-star review wherever you're listening to our podcast. All our information will be listed in the show notes below. You can email us at 4playpodcast@gmail.com. That's the number 4OURPlayPodcast@gmail.com with any questions or comments, or head to 4play.com/ask. We have a digital online game called 4Play the Game. It's the ultimate adult party game for the sexually inclined and perfect for breaking the ice. You can find more information at 4play.com/games. We give away one free game of 4Play Plus a month to a listener who writes a review, so just screenshot your review and email it to us for a chance to win. We have swinger and lifestyle clothing and accessories at 4play.com/shop and courses at 4play.com/learn. And we also have a Facebook group called 4Play Community and would love for you to join at facebook.com/group/4playcommunity. We're on Twitter at 4Play Podcast and Instagram at HeyBellaLuna and at HeyJase'S. I have an OnlyFans, which you can find at onlyfans.com/BellaLunaVIP or my free one at BellaLunaFree. Lastly, we're on Cassidy and SDC at Bella and Jace, and you can get a free 30-day full membership by using our link. Again, all our information will be listed in the show notes below, and we thank you so much for listening to our podcast. See you in the next one. Bye!